I started taking piano lessons when I was young, yeah, like I don't know, 5, 6, and hated them.
Ah.
And then in high school, I couldn't play sports and needed to meet women somehow, so I learned to play guitar, I think when I was 16 or something. My old man, I guess, like my earliest memories of music, it came from like driving to hockey practices in his truck or something, and whatever he had in the cassette deck is what I liked. And I was lucky because my dad had half decent taste. In the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, he was listening to Tom Petty and Neil Young and the Beatles and stuff. So my dad is what got me into good music, I guess. When I was in high school, I heard City of Lakes for the first time at King of Donair in Halifax, and it came on Q104 while I was eating a donair, and I was like, now, who is this? And I really loved that song, and fell in love with his music. So he was a big one, and Joel as well. Like Joel Plaskett, what great music those two guys have put out over the last decade or more. I used to write a lot on guitar, but I recently just put like a real piano in my house for the first time since I was young, and I've been writing a lot on a piano lately, which has kind of opened up a lot of avenues that you just can't get on a guitar, and that's been really refreshing. I'm glad. My mom always said, "You'll thank me when you're older." And I hated piano lessons, and she'd say, "It builds character, and you'll thank me when you're older." And she was absolutely right. I'm really glad that the little bit I know how to play, I'm glad I know how to play. I mean, the overall theme from all those songs are from real life, and I think they're from everybody's real life. That's what I try to do, is these universal kind of emotions and stories and feelings that I know everybody has. But right down to the specifics of them, it's fiction. A lot of it is fiction. There's one song called "Burning Man" that is a friend of mine, and all that. That was really biographical. It was really about this one guy. There's a line where you're talking about yourself too much, or there's a line where you're not giving enough of yourself to people, and you have to ride that line, I think, before anybody can really identify with what it is you're trying to say.
Thank you.